grab your torch and dip it into the sexy St. Jeff candle. No Buffs is back for another season of Survivor coverage. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory along with my fellow tribe members, 3 people who have been pre-gaming all off-season, Nora Artinian, Trey Kirby, and super producer JD. What's up? Great to see you guys.
We're back, baby.
Everybody's pumped?
Oh, did you miss us, guys?
Ready for season 49?
Can you believe?
Is anybody excited about season 49? We already know Survivor 50 is coming around the corner. Well, we are. I want to take a quick second to give a shout out to the live tribe joining us right now on YouTube. Take a second if you haven't. Smash the like button. Obviously, subscribe to No Buffs here on YouTube. Comment away. You could be the king of the chat. The #1 crown. Who has it right now? Is it Sean? Is it Sarah?
I don't know.
Has it switched to Hannah Banana?
Get your XP up, everybody.
Get your XP up. Podcast listeners, we love you as well. Thanks for joining us for another season of Survivor coverage. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review and share the show with your friends on whatever platform you use to download and listen to us. Survivor 49. Should we just jump into it here?
I guess.
It's time.
It premieres the 2-hour episode on Wednesday, September 24th on CBS. So we got a few weeks before episode 1. On today's pod, we're going to meet the 18 new castaways that are going to compete against each other, and we're going to watch their little intro videos, give our first impressions, and then at the end, somehow try and predict a winner from what CBS showed us in a 45-second to 1-minute video.
A tiny little amuse-bouche of who they are.
Yeah. We did this for season 48.
Yeah.
I don't think you were here in studio.
Not for that one, but
So
I
it's just
set
the three
my
of us.
thoughts.
Yeah, well, you were high on Kyle, who
I'll
had a
never
photo of
forget.
him and a dog. Yeah.
The dog paw.
That's right. Shaking hands
You
with the
called
dog.
your shot because of the dog pic. So,
Go with your gut.
So we'll do that here. But let's first take a look at the logo. You like boats and ropes?
We got you.
I like boats. Ropes, I can take them or leave.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're fine. They're useful, but I also do like scimitars.
Scimitars are awesome.
That's a great word.
Right? I'm glad that you agree, JD.
hell yeah.
Scimitar.
There's
That looks
enough-
good when it has a point like that. Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this logo except for the rope 49.
Yeah, a little weird.
It has an intestinal quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's my last colonoscopy right there.
And look, I like sharks too. I do
Yeah.
like sharks.
Yeah.
We're ranking the elements here
I
on the
know.
logo.
Sharks are circling for sure. Because I'm a sicko, I went and checked. This will be the 12th Survivor logo to feature a boat.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Pearl Islands, Cook Islands, Micronesia had an outrigger canoe. We'll count it. Samoa, Nicaragua, Philippines, Blood versus Water. That makes sense. Game Changers. That was a shipwrecked vessel.
Still counts.
Okay. Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Edge of Extinction had, again, like a shipwrecked vessel. Remember, it was like the mast and hull of bones. Remember that? It'd been there a long time.
Mast and hull of bones. Okay,
Winners
cool.
at War and now Survivor 49. So, wow. That's a lot.
Is that the most common recurring motif? Tune in next week.
Only one way to find
I gotta
out.
assume it is. Okay, so I do like the colors of it, but let's show you the full cast here because we do have something to talk about before we get into each castaway. What we know from this season is 2 contestants were eliminated from the game 12 hours before filming was set to begin on season 49. Yeah, they were eliminated because of rules violations. And it was implemented for the first time in Survivor history. Their identities have not been shared, as far as I know, but it was a man and a woman. And for those that are maybe new to Survivor or new here to No Buffs, there are strict rules during the pregame sequester, which takes place on set in Fiji, right? Because they all have to go there.
Right.
And then they try and keep them like in their hotel rooms or at least separate enough so they can't start like interacting with one another in pre-gaming before the cameras get rolling. So I guess there was these 2 people that a couple of times they were pre-gaming and they were told, hey, stop it or you're going to get kicked out of this. And they continued to do it.
Ridiculous.
And they ultimately were like, hey, all right, we warned you.
Yeah.
You're out of here.
Wait, so it's one of these people in
No.
the
No,
cast?
no.
Okay, so
they
two of these are
they
reserved.
Either retook the photo or wisely waited until the last second to take the photo.
Who looks the happiest in this group of
Yeah.
18? The two happiest or the two that got called up at the last second?
Well, it's funny you
Well,
say
who do
that.
you think it- yeah, 'cause we
second
know.
row on the left. His name is Jason. We'll obviously get to his bio. He was an alternate.
He would have been my
Yes.
number one choice for happiest guy in this photo.
And where is she?
In the middle.
MC, yeah, in the middle there, in the second row as well.
The neon tank top.
So
Whoever's cheesing hardest,
Yeah.
I guess. Exciting. I do like the look of this guy wearing overalls and Jordans on the left. He's
Yeah.
gonna rank highly for me.
yes, for sure. And then, Jason and MC were inserted into the game like 12 hours before
Yeah.
they really started this thing. And two other alternates, 47's Sage and 48's Sophie, i.e., they're making their second trip out to Fiji. They were alternates during those 2 seasons, but didn't
Right.
get the call up. Cool. So we have a lot of alternates, is my point here.
Hot time to be an
Which
alternate.
could make for some exciting gameplay, you know?
Going back to the people that got sent, do you think it's like the ultimate meet cute? Like they saw each other and something was in the air and they couldn't resist?
Maybe. And maybe that's what they were saying. We're just falling in love. What do you want us to do, Jeff?
Is it worth it to risk it? Do you think they were just like,
Oh, you think
this
they're
is
still
too
together?
strong? Yeah.
Wow, the first ever pre-show mance. Pre-show mance? Yeah. Pre-show mance.
Okay. We got a lot of videos here to watch. Let's show you the Blue Tribe, the Kelly Tribe, I believe is how you pronounce it. That's at least how Rob has a podcast pronounced it. We got Jake, Sophie, Alex, Jeremiah, Annie, and Nicole. But we'll start with Kimberly, but she goes by Annie. She's a 49-year-old musician who lives in Austin, Texas. Here's her video.
I have a necklace that says boss on it that I wear every day, and I had to leave that at home. My company does running biomechanics analysis and physical therapy for runners, and we're super successful. I got into music in my 40s. I bought a guitar and wrote my first song all with just one chord because that's all I could play. And so I made a YouTube video, and the first comment I got was from this woman talking about my clothes being too young for me. It was awful, and my heart was broken. And then I thought, wait a minute. Screw this lady, you know, and what anybody has to say about what we wear, who we love, none of it. You should be able to live your best life regardless of what the world wants to say. And so I decided to lean into that whole idea and name the band Trashy Annie. Just say, screw it. You think I dress too young for me? Okay. You know, I'm gonna get on stage in my tutu and my sparkly bra, and I'm gonna do exactly what I wanna do. And Survivor does the same thing. I think it gives an outlet for people of all walks of life, all shapes and sizes, all experience levels, to come together and try to do this crazy thing that none of us understand.
Okay, there she is. Again, her name is Kimberly Davis, but she goes by Annie. She is the lead singer of Trashy Annie.
Of course.
She's one of the oldest contestants out there, but seemed young at heart.
She's
Here to me.
very Austin.
Very Austin.
She feels
Keep
very
Austin weird?
Austin, yeah.
Okay.
She
Or
does.
is that Portland? Wait, which one's supposed to be weird?
They're both
Portland.
weird.
Both
Yeah.
weird, yeah.
Which one are we keeping weird?
They both want to stay weird.
Everyone stay weird.
All right.
Don't be less weird. We need weird. She presents very wacky off the top, but
Yeah.
then as she talks, she's a little bit more grounded.
Okay.
So she has a touch of like Carolyn Weiger to me.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Like
Okay.
her
okay.
essence feels, but like almost like a little more grown up big sister.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like her.
Your initial reaction to Annie.
Her clothes are too young for her. I think that's pretty obviously. Screw this lady and screw this guy for saying so. She's gonna be a big personality. I do like that she has the running biomechanics background as well. She's not just out there as a content creator who made a name for herself as a 40-year-old on the internet. I don't have high hopes for a long run, but I think she'll be an interesting character.
JD?
I think you're underestimating her a little bit. I think the running, the bioengineering, biomechanics, what was it?
I don't know.
I
Yes.
guess either. And then the quirky personality. I mean, she's obviously in shape. Like,
Well, yeah, she's fit.
yeah.
For anyone out there, let alone an older woman.
Yeah.
She's a triathlete. She's a mountain climber. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think she's going to be a bit of a beast in the challenges.
Okay.
I mean, she's older, sure, but she seems very personable to me. So I think her social game will be pretty good.
She apparently taught herself how to play the trumpet at a very
One
young
note
age.
only, though.
No. She became like a pretty, I don't know, a successful trumpet player, and then
okay.
that ultimately led its way to her being the lead singer for this band that she fronts. Yeah.
Guess I got to get a trumpet.
Which chord do you think she learned first, JD?
Oh God.
Good question.
D.
D, I think. Yeah, that's the easiest one.
That's
for
easy?
the top. Well, it's easy, but you only play the top 4 strings, right? So that part of it's tricky.
Okay.
So that D, G, C.
Did anybody look up some of her music?
I did not.
Oh, I dabbled.
And?
Yeah.
I mean, not for me, but not brutal. Like,
How would you describe it?
it was-
Is it like punk rock
no,
or pop?
no, like rock, like pop rock, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like Avril?
No. No, it was more.
And she's a
it's like,
vocalist.
it feels like she just has the vibe of me to me, like she can get up on a stage and just
performer.
like perform and own a room, and was a decent singer, I thought, in the clips I was watching.
Sure.
Okay.
She was okay. All right, that's Annie. Let's move to Alex Moore, a 27-year-old political comms director in Washington, D.C.
I'm in the dirt right now. My feet are messy. I'm not used to this. I wear a suit to work every day. How much better could it get than this?
I love
Grew
that.
up a pretty privileged life. My parents didn't have it as easy. They were an interracial couple in the 80s when really that wasn't the most popular thing at the time. There are family members who didn't even attend my parents' wedding. I moved to Washington, D.C. the day after I graduated college, and I got to work. When I told my office that I was coming, I was like, they're gonna make me quit right now on the spot. My boss could not be more excited. She said, you're gonna go, you're gonna win, and she's obsessed with my dating life. She said, you're gonna find a wife too. I think a Survivor auction is an iconic event that I have to make it to because I have to prove the margarita curse wrong. Anyone who drinks a margarita goes home the next night. That's not gonna happen with me. I love my happy hours in DC, and so when I get the chance to get that margarita, I'm gonna drink it down and then be sure to win the game after that.
So that's Alex. Look, I consider myself a Survivor sicko. I was not aware of the margarita curse.
Me neither.
This was news to me. I looked it up. I'm sure you guys did as well. And fans noticed that the last 4 people, all women, by the way, to buy the margarita at the auction went home that episode.
Crazy.
Most recently, Sierra on Survivor 47.
Not good for margaritas.
Weird. I know of the car curse, but I didn't know
Yeah.
the margarita curse was a thing at the auction.
Scary correlation as somebody that likes margaritas.
But
I don't love
he's
it.
going to put it to the test. $500 right away.
I like it. I like Alex. I think I'm in
Okay.
on him right away. Got a bit of a fish out of water story, it seems like. He could be the guy that shows up wearing a blazer and like 15 days in, you're like, this guy's still wearing a suit. Pretty crazy, but he seems like a personable guy. Every single one of his photos, he's smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be able to get people to like him, which is a huge key in this game.
He says that Survivor is identical to the world of politics. Quote, I quickly had to learn what information to share and what to withhold and how to frame messaging in the most clear, concise, beneficial way possible, end quote.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He seems very polished, but also very friendly. I did read in the little blurbs that they give out that he loves grocery store sushi,
I saw this.
which is not good.
He buys it every Sunday, apparently.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a weird thing.
You don't trust grocery store sushi?
No, I do not.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Personally, I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, what about you guys? JD, it sounds like you're a big fan of grocery store.
I'm not, but I have a couple of grocery store sushi sickos living in this house.
Oh,
Interesting.
In this
Oh, yeah.
very house.
In this very house.
Okay. How do you feel about grocery store sushi, Trey?
Same as I feel about ropes. Take it or leave it. I'm not choosing grocery store sushi isn't the number one, but I'm also not turning my nose up at it. This guy's gonna throw up on the island, though. We're gonna have a puke scene from Alex, I do believe.
We got
He's
a
talking about
puker.
he loves to eat at grocery store sushi.
Yeah.
He really wants to make it to the auction. I think he's gonna vomit at some point.
Okay.
Sounds like he's got guts of steel, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's getting his body ready. He's just gonna like catch a fish out of the water and chomp at it.
Yeah, man.
This.
What do you think of Alex, JD?
Oh, well, I like him. I think the politics part of it's going to help quite a bit. I think I don't love that they put in his promo pack that he just wants to get to the auction, which may or may not happen, to drink a margarita, which may or may not happen.
Oh, hold on. We can all but guarantee a
Oh, it's
margarita's going to be at the auction
100%,
now. Right?
100%.
Right. Okay.
It's happening. And God, I hope he gets voted out as soon as he drinks that margarita. I do like that it's kind of a pirate theme here, and he's drinking lime, so he's staving off the scurvy out on the island, which is important.
Yeah.
So that's Survivor to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he wants to win $1 million, but the margarita being his laser focus worries me a little bit. He just wants to stay long enough for the auction, which I get. Totally. On one hand,
I mean, if you're there for the auction, I mean, you've lasted pretty long.
True.
We're not getting that till post
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts on Alex Moore? Okay, we all seem pretty high on him, though. Yeah. Sure. I do like him. All right, let's move to Jeremiah Ng, a 39-year-old global events manager. JD, listen here, from Windsor, currently lives in Toronto. Here's his video.
My spirit animal are panda bears. They're big and they're fluffy, but they have really sharp teeth and claws, and you would never expect that.
Oh my God.
He laughs at the end of this, too.
I come from Windsor, Ontario. It's a very blue-collar city with GM, Chrysler, and Ford plants. And there weren't a lot of gay kids. There weren't a lot of Asian kids. I felt isolated, but I come from a very loving family who've supported me my entire life. I grew up watching Survivor. My dad introduced me to the show when I was 14, season 2. It was something that we always watched together. We always disagreed on who we liked. He always liked the brawn, the strong male, and I always loved an underdog female. My mom doesn't know that I'm here. I want my mom to be watching Survivor and seeing me come up in the credits. She will love it so much. I'm a really big fan of astrology. It's how I'm able to understand people, how to adapt to them. I want to be the first male Taurus to ever win Survivor.
Oh my God.
This guy's laugh is unbelievable. So good. We got a lot to unpack here with Jeremiah. First off, we'll start with you, JD, because you always pick a Canadian to win. Now, we do have another one coming up in a second, but how do you feel about Jeremiah being a Canadian and his chances to go far in this game?
I mean, I think his chances are good. He's a goddamn delight, clearly. He lost me at the astrology part. There's a lot of astrology this season.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have a whole lot of astrology talk on this season.
Too.
Yeah. I'm facing a real Sophie's choice here with the two Canadians, I believe.
Yeah.
picking one of them is going to be
Sophies
impossible.
on this season.
Yeah, wow.
That's the real
I just
Sophie's
blew my own
choice.
mind. Wow, crazy. I like him. What do you like? I just want him on as much as possible just to hear that laugh.
Unbelievable. We got 3 great laughs in this clip alone.
Yeah, 45 seconds. Just you can already imagine the super cut of laughing moments, and if for some reason Jeremiah turns villainous, it will be pitched at a tenor that's very evil as well. I can already tell Jeremiah is going to be a fan of my kids. Once he shouted out panda bears, it was a lock for me. So it should be a pretty cool character.
So, and he said it in the little video there, he told his mom that he's not on Survivor.
Yeah, what do you think he said?
Well, I know.
Oh.
He told his mom, and apparently a lot of people in his family or in his tight circle, he's away climbing Mount Everest.
Wow.
Okay.
This is better. This is better.
Okay.
This is better.
Going on Survivor compared to getting in a huge lineup to go up to the peak of Everest?
Okay. So you don't think this couldn't blow up in his face where he returns home to his friends and family? How was Mount Everest? What was it like? And he's I went on Survivor. And they're gonna be like, you don't think they're going to be like, what?
Oh, no. They're going to be, mind blown.
Better.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Well, less people have definitely played Survivor than have climbed Mount Everest. So there is that. Yeah.
True.
That's true.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many people played American Survivor? 700 plus. Definitely
There's
more people have
tens
climbed.
of thouses of people have gone to Everest.
That high? Is it really?
You should.
Sure.
Have you seen pictures
Well,
of the
I know
lineups?
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Jeremiah, but let's talk about the astrology part.
Oh, yeah.
Because he does say he wants to be the first male Taurus to
What a
ever
line.
win Survivor.
Have those words ever been spoken before?
I looked it up. Which star sign has won the most U.S. Survivor seasons?
Right.
Does anyone want to take a guess?
Pisces.
No.
Scorpio.
Scorpio?
No.
No.
Aquarius.
No.
Gemini.
You're gonna run out of them. No.
Libra?
No.
I actually didn't think it was
Cancer.
Leo. There's
Cancer,
no way.
second place,
Okay.
5 times apparently.
Respect.
First has 8 winners, or 8 times.
Wow.
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
I couldn't even tell you when Capricorn is.
me
When is
neither.
it? Does anybody know?
I know I'm a Cancer, and I know Cancer and Capricorn are very complementary, but I don't know a lot about Capricorns.
Okay.
I do know, looking at us, though, in this room,
Yeah.
We have 3 water signs and 1 fire sign.
I'm the fire sign.
You are the fire sign.
You guys are all water signs.
I am a Cancer.
Yeah.
You are a Pisces, and JD is a Scorpio,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Wow.
So we are
And I
all
am a
share
Leo.
a lot of
Yeah.
elements. You are the odd one out.
I am the lion. Okay, do you like astrology? Let's be honest here, TK. Fan of it? Do you think of it like ropes and grocery store sushi?
Ropes, grocery store sushi, horoscopes.
I like astrology fine. I like when it's complimentary to me, and I don't like when it says something bad about Pisces. I like when it says they go along with everything, are creative. I don't like it when it says they're moody.
Yeah, we are.
Do you think if Jeremiah wins and is the sole survivor, Probst will say, "We have made history, the first male Taurus"?
Absolutely.
To it? No, not a chance. Jeff Probst hates astrology.
Why?
I don't know. That's my vibe.
Because he's a Scorpio and everyone's like, Scorpios.
Well, do you like astrology?
I mean, I think millennials, you grew up in a time where like astrology was like, I would read magazines and it would be in there. So I do think it's like fun.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not using it to analyze relationships.
Okay.
And I mean, the way it sounds like he's using it, he uses it to kind of understand people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's someone else we'll get to that brings up astrology,
A few
I
people
think.
do, yeah.
So I'm 100% convinced there's going to be astrology talk on this season of my sign works well with this sign. Sure. The moon is aligned and we are in one, like that type of stuff. I think it's happening.
Well, when CBS initially posted the cast, just the still images, did you notice all their star signs were listed?
Oh my God, no.
Wow.
So it said like
Oh boy.
Jeremiah Ing, Taurus. It had it for all of them. There's a lot of Aquarians this season.
Okay.
We sound insane.
That's a good place for stargazing, though. Out on the island,
absolutely.
no light
Right.
pollution.
Hey, I love stars. Absolutely.
Who doesn't?
You're more of an astronomy guy.
Yeah,
than
Astronomy
guy.
is great.
Yeah.
Astrology.
Not the same.
Whatever.
How about
it's
that
fine.
blood moon we just had? Just the other day.
Okay, look at that. I would put moon stuff ahead of astrology.
Hell yeah.
I love cool moons.
Sure, bro.
Moon, the super moon. You go outside,
Yeah.
it looks the exact same, but it's got a new name. Great.
Did you look up, sorry, and if you said this already, who does a Taurus pair well with? Do we know this?
No, but
okay,
the internet can tell me.
No, we don't need to know. One thing that he did write, or in like their bios where they do like Q&As, and I got a lot of this information from Parade Magazine, Mike Bloom, one of the best in the business. They asked Jeremiah, why will you be the sole survivor? And this was his answer. Quote, because I'm a karate kid and no one will ever see me coming. End quote.
Oh,
It caught me by surprise. Like he's just because I'm an
He's sneaky?
underdog.
Is he saying
I mean, I was trying to unpack what he meant there. I'm a karate kid, capitalized like the movie.
Yeah.
I do think he seems very like malleable. Like he's 39, but you would not necessarily pick that up from
Whoa,
just
True.
watching that.
I would have guessed he was like 25.
Yeah, he seems very
Yeah.
youthful. So I think he'll be able to get on the same wavelength of like there's a lot of young people this season. So he'll be able to get on their wavelength and kind of maybe also balance that and speak to the older people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
mean-
wait to see how he pairs with the other Canadian who we'll get to in a second here.
That is.
I don't know how this is going to work.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
Great as in bad?
No, as in great. As in awesome.
Great.
As in great?
As in
Great, as in great.
Okay, well, you were about to say something about Jeremiah before we move on here.
I forgot.
Okay.
I think. Oh, Karate Kid. I could see what he's talking about because Ralph Macchio was sort of the nerdy kid who was getting the shit kicked out of him, and then he learns karate, and then he doesn't have a belt. He goes to the tournament and he beats Cobra Kai. The Cobra Kai guy.
Great point.
Okay.
So
Underdog story.
it's very much an underdog story. So
Who's his Mr. Miyagi? Jeff?
we're about to see him.
Yeah, we got
we're
two
about
more.
to see him.
You think the next person in this tribe is maybe Mr. Miyagi?
Maybe.
Well, let's find out. It's Jake Latimer, a 36-year-old correctional officer from Regina, but lives in Edmonton, so another Canadian.
2 weeks ago, I was sitting on my couch watching Survivor with a cold beer in my hand, 4 feet of snow outside, minus 20, and now I'm sitting in Fiji. I grew up in a place called Regina, Saskatchewan, and moved to Australia just out of high school. I went there to play professional ice hockey. Did that for a year, got injured a couple times, had to shut that down. Ended up touring around with a male review show. Got to dance for thousands of women every single night, and yeah, terrible job though, terrible. Not fun at all. I married an Australian girl, brought her back to Canada, and that's where I live currently. Before I applied for Survivor, we were trying to get pregnant, 4.5 years of trying for that. Finally gave up, I applied for the show, and during the application process, we got pregnant. I gave her the option to bow out to be there. But she said, no, you got to go and bring that money home and we'll have a family waiting for you. Now, the sad thing about this is my dad has a medical condition right now called glaucoma, and his doctors gave him to the end of this year until he loses eyesight permanently. So season 49 will be the last season that he gets to see, and his son's going to be on it. I have a lot in my back pocket here that I'm playing for. If I'm feeling down in the dumps or if I'm feeling vulnerable at the time, I just got to think of what's waiting for me back at home.
All right, that's Jake from Edmonton.
Bro show!
He is the most Canadian guy of all time on this show.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of Canadians go on Survivor the last
Get her
10
going.
years. But my God,
Hey, bud.
when he starts talking.
Is he going to call everyone Bud?
Oh, gee.
You might call
Hopefully.
everyone bud.
You might call everyone
Wow.
Bud.
So, yeah, what are your first thoughts here on Jake?
A quintessential beefy Canuck with a heart of gold. He seems like he has a lot of emotional stuff to propel him through this game.
yeah.
He appears to be a physical threat. He
Yeah.
seems very fit, and I would love for him and Jeremiah to connect and be a twosome.
Yeah, there's two things. I don't know if I agree with you, JD, that Jeremiah and Jake are going to form this Canadian alliance. I could see the opposite also happening where they just do not jive at all.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I don't know if I like or hate this guy. I really don't. I think it could go either way. Like, it could be like, oh, I hate this guy, or like he maybe does have a heart of gold. He does a lot of work with Special Olympics and stuff. That's near and dear to my heart, but we'll see, I guess. But a character nonetheless. What are your thoughts, TK?
I think this guy played hockey.
Yeah.
For sure. He said I was a professional hockey player for a year, and it completely shows. He's also a cop. Cops do well in Survivor, like it or not.
True.
So that makes me feel a little optimistic for his chances. I think he will be rubbing people the wrong way, though. And I actually don't think he'll get along with Jeremiah.
You say rubbing people the wrong way in terms of the sexy male dancer way?
That's right.
Look, such things have happened on Survivor in the past. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but he'll never be wearing a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I hope he wears it and drapes it as he did.
Yeah, like coming out of the water.
Shawl-like coming out of the water. Yeah, I think that this guy. Look, I'm a Jake fan. He's Canadian, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, the corrections officer part of it. I know a corrections officer, a Canadian corrections officer. Those guys have seen some fucked up shit, man. Like they've literally seen it all. So him coming to the island is going to be nothing. I think to be a corrections officer, you have to deal with like the most extreme range of people. Not only your coworkers, but the inmates and everything else that you have to deal with. I think he's going to be a social. His social game's going to be good. He's going to be a challenge beast.
I think he's going to have to be a challenge beast for his tribe here.
Oh yeah.
Which might, if they don't do well, he might get very frustrated and upset. But
the only thing I think he has against him is his huge dick might get in the way of doing stuff. You know what I mean?
it's very possible. I'm trying to think which challenge would a giant dog hurt you the most.
I mean, literally any of them.
Why any of them?
The blindfold ones when you're carrying things all around obstacle courses. No, 6 inches back.
All right, we'll see. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this guy. I got to see him on the island. I know I'm cheating here, but I don't know. I'm either going to hate or love this guy. Can't tell.
Come on, minus 20 degrees. You know he's talking Celsius Skeets. Yeah, I know this guy.
Oh, I know. Like he is. Like you're like, hey, bud, let's get down the corner, bud. Like,
the minute they all unite, the first thing people say to each other is like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like Jeremiah is going to say, "I'm Canadian." He's like, "Oh my God, I'm from Canada." Like that's going to be an exciting moment. Will they?
No. Okay, sorry to interrupt, but like just because they're from Canada doesn't mean they'll get along. Like Toronto people and people from Alberta.
No, very different for sure. Yeah. But I do think that's like you are going to be looking for some kind of like synergy with people, and seeing that is exciting at first. Do I also think he might like people who? Okay, I've watched a lot of reality TV.
Yeah.
People who have been in a male review of some kind, like as he showed, they love to talk about it. And they love to show you what they did in the show. I truly hope that does not happen, but I have some concerns that it might.
Watch this.
Yeah. No, literally.
Cool move down a palm tree.
I feel like the fact that he was a male stripper is the least interesting thing about this guy.
Yeah, it was sort of just slipped in there.
He just was like, did that.
It's like I did that. We sort of glossed over it. He went to play professional hockey in Australia.
Yeah.
So he's obviously not
Not that
good at
He's not
hockey.
great at hockey.
Sorry, not that I am.
Savage.
You think they would sign you up to play 1 year? They're like, he's Canadian. He must be good.
Sort of.
Yeah.
They're like, he must be good. Yeah. He's better than anyone here. He doesn't even have ice. All right. Let's go to Nicole Mazzullo. She's a 26-year-old financial crime consultant living in Philadelphia.
There's like a lot of straight people here. So I think like adjusting to like being around a man with a six-pack is a lot for me.
Strip down, Jake.
I was born in Long Island, New York, into a big Italian family. I'm one of four, I'm the oldest. And right before high school started, we actually moved to the middle of nowhere, Ohio. We miss bagels so much that my dad was like, let's just open a bagel deli. And then we all worked there. It was like the best thing ever because it made us so insular. I started watching Survivor in high school. It was season 28, Kagayan, that got us hooked. I can see Wu stealing Spencer's note right now and being like, through the jungle. The show has kind of evolved as I've evolved into adulthood. I watched it in high school with my family, and then when I moved away to New York after college, and now in Philly with my girlfriend. It's like our Wednesday night activity. Survivor right now is the perfect way to just lean into being a kid. And I need that right now. I want that right now. Because I am a kid, and it's my favorite thing to be. And I don't ever want to grow up. Ever.
All right, that's Nicole here on the Blue Tribe still. If you're listening to the podcast and you hear us giggling while these videos are playing, it's usually because of that little part where obviously a producer's saying, just do something.
Yeah, look at the camera.
And like they turn funny. She did a weird little thing.
She
like
did a
with the-
heart breaking.
Yeah, so that's why we're always laughing here. If you're just listening, come on over to YouTube to see the videos. But Nicole describes herself as the love child of Boston Rob and Shambo.
Whoa.
Never been said before.
Wow.
But what a comparison. Your initial reaction.
She seems very funny, very warm, easy to talk to, I think. Young, but not immature. So we'll see. I mean, I could see her connecting with some of the people on the tribe. I feel like she's referencing Jake a little bit in the intro about all the six packs she's around and getting used to that, which is she's just making a joke. But I like her. She's not like a big personality to me.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I do. I think she's going to be a star of this season.
Okay.
If she's around for a while, if this tribe isn't decimated
Yeah.
early on. But maybe I'm wrong. What do you think, TK?
Yeah, I like Nicole, and I'm kind of with you, Nora. I see some like natural connections with basically everybody except for Jake on this tribe. But I also see some good odd couple potential with Jake. You know, nobody would expect that Six Pack and Nicole would be getting together, but they do have like the crime background together, and it just feels like Nicole has a very warm personality, like you're saying. So I'm optimistic for Nicole.
JD, I'm always shocked when you see somebody that wears glasses and then you see them without glasses, like we saw her in the challenge without them. She looks like a completely different person
Totally.
without them. But your thoughts on Nicole?
I mean, sure. I didn't think she was a big personality.
No?
Not really. No.
I think she's going to kill it in confessionals. And
Okay.
yeah, she seems funny to me.
She is funny.
Yeah.
She has her three interesting pet peeves. I thought these were good. Bad company. Okay. The West Coast.
Just in general?
Hold on. Bad Company, the band?
No, Bad Company, I think, at a dinner or a house.
People who are not fun to be
The
around.
West Coast is that's a fire take.
Yeah, hot take. I'd love to hear more about that.
Entire
Bagel
West
related? You said?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
And then her final one is a bagel that goes untoasted. So those are her pet peeves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
untoasted.
Yes. So she has to have a toasted bagel.
I prefer toasted too,
So
but
do I.
I also prefer Montreal though, so we would not align on our bagel takes.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicole. Yeah. I'm excited.
Very, very lukewarm.
Okay.
Tepid.
All right.
On Nicole.
Great word.
Well,
Did you think that bagel looked good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely did.
I wonder if Nicole will be like Pizza Justin, just constantly mentioning, hey, by the way, we got a bagel shop.
Yeah.
Come on down.
she has a shirt that says bagel.
Just bagel.
Alex has a shirt that just says margarita. Okay, our final person here in the Blue Tribe, it's Sophie with just an I, because we do have two Sophies on this season. She is a 27-year-old entrepreneur from Miami, Florida.
The first thing I want to do is have a dominating alliance. And I'm going to start by picking the biggest guy or the biggest girl in my group and having them be my meat shield. I was born and raised in Miami. My parents grew up in Venezuela and Cuba, and they immigrated to America to find the American dream, and so I'm a product of that. I've been working since I was 13 years old, and from all the jobs that I've had, I realized I don't like to work for people. And so I got my master's degree in business. So now I own 3 businesses, and I have 10 employees. They're all men, they're all older than me. So I know how to deal with putting people in their place. I want people to look at me and think, there's no way that this girl's coming for me. And if she is, I'm not worried about it. And then that's when I'll strike hot and they're out of this game. I started watching Survivor when I was 7 years old. My grandmother was actually the biggest fan of Survivor, which is funny because she was a Cuban immigrant who didn't speak a lick of English. But Survivor taught her how. We watched the show together, and she thought Jeff was the hottest guy on the planet. When I was I told her, Lisa, I'm gonna bring home the million. And she's like, don't worry about the money, just bring home Jeff.
Oh my God.
Props.
She's in.
Had something to do with that. Yeah, or selection for sure. Okay,
I've been wasting my time, man. I've been putting in Survivor applications, coming up with pitches for myself, why you should put me on the show. All I gotta say is that Jeff is good looking.
Yep.
He got like a 5-second shot in somebody's promo video, just him smiling.
Sophie.
That's the key?
Sophie.
It's that easy?
Yeah.
Come on.
Does your mom think Jeff's hot? What's Sally thinking?
I've never
Call your
once in
mom
my
up.
life
Everyone
asked
asks
my
their
mom.
I know
if
Sally
she thinks Jeff is hot, but I'm curious.
I'm gonna ask my mom too. She's a fan of No Boss. Everybody asks their moms if they think Jeff Probst is hot.
Do moms like Jeff?
Yeah, I feel like your mom would think Jeff Probst is. Hot. I don't know. Yeah.
Choosy moms choose Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, this isn't about Jeff, all right? This is about Sophie Balerdi. That's her last name. So again, we have 2 Sophies. I always wonder how that's going to work out for people with the same name out there.
A third of the people have S names.
A third?
Sophie,
6 people?
Sophie, Savannah, Sage, Shannon, Steven.
Holy moly.
It's a lot of S names, guys. We're going to be mixing them up the
Yeah,
whole
I can't
time.
wait for us to be screwing this up. Why? I mean, I think one of the Sophies has got to go early.
Just for organization.
Yeah, we gotta keep
Just
it
too
even.
complicated.
This is worrisome, actually, because you got 2 reserves here. You got more than 2 reserves. You got the other reserves.
Alternates from
There's a
other
lot of
seasons.
reserves
Yep,
here.
yep.
You got 2 Sophies. They're scraping the bottom. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? No, I don't know what you mean.
This is B and C team Survivor.
Oh,
right here.
maybe that's why this is 49.
Yeah.
There's like,
Yeah.
I feel like there are very low expectations for this season.
Yeah.
Well,
What did you say Probst said about this season?
I love when Probst does like a one-liner about what to expect.
But this one's bad.
I wrote it down because how did he phrase it? He said, this is a very likable and quirky group of players that are going to encounter a Fijian summer so sweltering it feels like the jungle is breathing on you.
Okay. So he basically saying these are a bunch of quirky people and holy crap, the temperature is nuts.
Look at these
out there.
weirdos. It's going to be hot.
He's not really even giving it a go on this one.
Yeah.
He's not. But he's like, yeah, but this one girl, her mom thinks I'm hot as hell.
So she's in immediately.
Hottest man on earth.
Yeah. So anyway, she's a business owner and has a couple employees.
I think
that she oversees.
she's feisty. She's entrepreneurial, very chatty. I think she could maybe rub people the wrong way at times just because she is such a big personality. So maybe she'll have to mute herself a little bit and retract just to kind of lay low, which it seems like is her move to put somebody else in front of her. But I do think she's somebody that could like stick around.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I read that she's a fan of the Real Housewife franchise.
that
She's
is-
watched every single episode.
That is
apparently.
a huge advantage, honestly.
a huge advantage.
The smartest people I know watch Housewives.
yes.
Truly.
She also has watched every Marvel movie. So,
Interesting.
So
Okay,
that's
I mean-
a little bit of both.
What kind of flex is that?
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm
not.
not saying
Literally
it's a flex, I'm
everybody
just
is.
giving you a fact about her. That's all.
A lot of TV.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 40 Marvel movies. If she's watched every episode of every Real Housewives,
It's a lot.
so much television.
it's insane.
It is
That's a
a
good
lot.
point.
She's inside a lot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. When
I do like, though, that she comes in with strategy. She's like, I'm going to find a meat shield. Guess what? You found one. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Check
Yeah.
out that guy. He's got his shirt off, guaranteed. His wiener's hanging out. On the other side, not necessarily sure how to take that she doesn't like to work for people. You're going to have to be working with people.
Right.
Is she going to get upset if she's not the one calling the shots, or will she be able to roll with the punches? I think that's a question. But I kind of got D vibes from her, which is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. D.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. not as convinced.
I
AJ.
mean, yes, D, but bossier and more immature. You know what I mean? I think you're totally right. She's going to rub people the wrong way. I think she seems like I don't know. I mean, it's a 1 minute.
Do you think
clip.
she's going to take control of the tribe or try to?
No, because she said she wouldn't. She would hide behind a meat shield. So there's that. So that's smart.
It's funny in this, like, going through this tribe now, like, it's like, who is going to be, I mean, I guess you could assume Jake from a physical standpoint, but like, who will be the brains of this tribe running the show? Is it Alex? Is it her? Is it Nicole?
Right.
I mean, I could see a Nicole, Sophie, and Jeremiah maybe linking up here and using Jake as the meat shield, and maybe Annie and Alex are in trouble. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good to say on the beach before the game, I'm going to find a meat shield and hide behind them. But when it comes time to build a shelter and actually, decide what we're doing, that's when the real personalities come out. And if it's as hot as Jeff says it is, it's going to be an environmental challenge for all of them. So I think we're going to see flared tempers. It's going to be a spicy first episode, I think.
When asked why she'll be the sole survivor, she wrote or said, "I am coming here to make real, genuine relationships and friends who will be at my wedding one day. And that's why they'll never see it coming."
I mean,
That's
I kind of like to hear it.
I thought it was an interesting answer. Like,
Yeah.
I'm coming, not just like you hear, like, I'm coming to make friends and stuff, but like, so much so that you'll be at my wedding. And we do see
Survivor
a lot of these Survivor
they're all hanging
contestants
out
always
all
at
the
each other's
time.
weddings.
Totally.
Yeah. So, all right. Maybe Sophie's going to surprise us. Okay. Let's move to the yellow tribe. Hina tribe. Here they are from left to right. We got Steven, Christina, Matt, Sophie, MC, and Jason. So, yes, this is the tribe with our 2 last-minute alternates plugged in. They're on the same tribe. Wow. Which is fascinating. But let's start with Jason, a 32-year-old law clerk from California.
My mom, she doesn't even watch Survivor. She brought me a suitcase full of coconuts one day. And she's like, well, if you're going to eat coconuts out there, like, you need to practice opening these. I grew up in Southern California. I'm like a son of Vietnamese immigrants. I am the first person in my family to go to college. I got into UCLA and I studied physics and math. You can't really go through life full ride scholarship valedictorian of your class without being a little smart. So humble I try to be, but there's evidence that I may be smart. I'm not physical. I think I just have little guy energy where I'm just smiley and goofy and I'm willing to be vulnerable. I think that I have what it takes because I am scared. I live in fear constantly. I'm like afraid right now. And I think that in Survivor, you're gonna be put in a lot of different scary situations. And because I'm scared all the time, I live in fear. All I can do is like muscle my way out.
Okay, I love this guy.
What an awesome video.
That's good.
He's like, I can't do anything. I'm super smart, and I'm just scared all the time. Meanwhile, he's got the biggest hair you've ever seen.
Oh, I know.
No trim before going live.
Well, he didn't think he was going to be playing probably.
Exactly.
We didn't get to do the fresh cut before.
Little guy energy while he's like struggling to carry all the
How small is he? I couldn't tell, yeah.
He definitely doesn't read small on camera. I think he's just like average height. I don't know. I didn't really notice it in the group shot that he seemed really small, but
I love this guy.
yeah, a scaredy cat with a big brain.
Yeah, there's evidence that I may be smart is a very funny line.
I'm going to start saying
So
that.
I think he was a professional video game player. He is a law clerk now, but I think he was a Super Smash Brothers player. Just like Kenny from way back in Gabon, who was also a professional video game player. Way back when that was like, what? That was like an unheard of thing. Yeah. Obviously, it's a little more common now. But his favorite hobbies, Jason's favorite hobbies, this is what he wrote. Video games, rollerblading, Dance Dance Revolution, video games, acoustic guitar, Panda Express, video games.
This guy. Okay.
We're loving Jason.
I love Jason.
And
No
again,
one's gonna see him coming, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be under the radar big time, and I think that will work to his benefit. people may get mad at him if they ask him to do stuff around the camp and it takes him forever.
He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared.
Go get the water. I'm scared.
So are we gonna get the oh my god, he's growing type of edit from him? Like it's gonna be a brutal first 2 episodes, 3 episodes, and then he finds his way, like a Cochrane, and whoever sort of situation.
I wonder if he'll talk about like I didn't know I was coming here until like 12 hours before this started.
Yeah.
Like this is all a bit jarring.
I wonder if that's in the edit.
Well, they're talking about it in press, which to me feels like, okay, they're talking about it, so they're getting you ready to hear about it perhaps, or to just be transparent. I don't know. But
do you think he'll team up with an MC?
Maybe.
Because it's a shared, like, holy crap, man, we just got like slotted into this
they
game
know.
12 hours prior. Like,
Maybe.
let's stick together. It's amazing they're on the same team here.
Yeah.
Which also, I guess, speaks to really why they got rid of those other 2 people.
They were
like going to be on the same team and they were
Yeah.
pre-gaming hard. It was like, oh, okay. But you're a fan of Jason.
I really like him.
Okay. JD, your thoughts?
All in. All in.
All
on
in.
Jason. Yeah.
We love this guy.
I think we're going to see just a butterfly bloom, It's going to be a rough couple of days at first, but then, this is the journey that we always like to see. I'm hoping, anyway.
How many coconuts could you carry?
Whew. In or out of the green shell thing?
Just like that.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like Jason did. If they were like, hey, pick up as many
Take the Jason
coconuts as you can.
The Jason Coconut Challenge.
I think I'm good for 7.
I guess a big part, are people stacking them on you, or
No,
do you
you're
have to
doing
do it
it.
yourself?
You have to do it yourself.
That's tough.
Doing it
That's the
himself.
tough part.
That's hard. I think 4 for me.
Yeah, I was thinking in the 7 to 8 range.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, but the pickup, you're right.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
the 4
Once you get your
initial
base,
is nice,
then we can put them on.
Pile them up.
Okay.
That's a little guy energy. It's so funny.
All right, we're fans of Jason. Let's go to Christina Mills, a 36-year-old MBA career coach who lives in Oklahoma.
My husband is very supportive of me being out here. He was like, do what you need to do. But he told me, do not come back without the money. If you didn't know, Oklahoma is the only state where every single county is red. And I am a Black liberal that is not red at all. So I can deal with literally any type of person. My husband is my college sweetheart. He's my bestie. He's actually the one who started me watching Survivor. And then we have 2 kids. The past 5 years have been kind of crazy. I dealt with my mom having an addiction and she died from a fentanyl overdose. And I was in a really dark spot through all of that. And then I saw season 45. It felt like it's time to kind of close that chapter and reclaim my life. And it was like the first time that I watched Survivor where Uncle Jeffrey said, apply now. And I was like, oh, I guess you're talking to me. Usually I ignored him. They always say trust your gut. And it was just like a gut thing, like it's time to apply.
All right, that's Christina. Colin Jeff Probe's uncle.
I love it.
Uncle Jeff.
Unc Jeff.
Yeah. Your initial reaction to Christina?
I really like her.
Yeah.
In some of her interviews, she talked about how Suri is somebody that she really looked up to in Survivor, and she shares a lot of similarities with her and kind of like the fish out of water thing. Like she's like, this is not something I would ever do.
Right.
She's also a Cancer. Suri is a Cancer.
Oh,
going back to
wow,
the
yeah.
astrology thing. So yeah, I think she has like a really nice disposition. She's warm, she's smart, but she's obviously had some adversity.
JD, you'll like this because I believe you are one of them. She is a mom to Irish twins.
Ooh.
Aren't you that?
I am an Irish twin.
There
yes.
you go. 2 babies born 10 months apart. That's what an Irish twin
Yeah,
is.
11 months and 14 days for me and my
That's what
brother.
you are?
Yeah.
You taught me that's whatever. Term. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never heard of that before.
Really?
Yeah, technically it's supposed to be in the same calendar year, but we're October and November, so it's 70, 71. But,
Okay.
but yeah.
What do you think of Christina?
Yeah, I like her. I definitely getting Suri vibes from her. Such a cute photo of her and her husband on the water slide together.
Cute family.
Yeah,
Their kids are
totally.
adorable
Oh my God.
too.
Yeah, seems like a delight.
Okay.
I'll be rooting for Christina. And I hope she makes it at least far enough to get a letter from home. Because I'm with you, JD. Like, the water slide photo is great. The kids are super cute. I think it'll be very emotional for her if she makes it far enough to get the letter from back home. I like Christina.
Survivor 45 helping her through it all there. As she
Yeah.
talked about in her video, apparently Caleb's joy brought a smile to her face and Emily's transformation gave her hope.
Nice.
Aw, that's
Yeah,
nice.
so it helped her through some tough times. Asked by Parade Magazine, what is something we would never know from looking at you? She wrote, I was a Broadway star in a past life. The love for it made it to this life, but the talent didn't. What a fascinating way to answer that question.
Yeah.
What's something we would never know by looking at you and just saying another life?
Yeah. So she was on Broadway.
In another life.
Another life.
Or is she just saying that as a turn of phrase? Like
I read it.
on Broadway.
No, I read it as in another life.
You don't just lose your talent.
It's amazing.
I don't know.
No,
okay,
I don't.
Interesting.
I know. That's why I wrote it down. I was like, well, I've never seen somebody answer it that way. It's like my whole thing is like I was like a skateboarder in another life.
Sure.
Right.
Or like a BMX rider.
Right.
And
So
I
I'm
still
gonna-
like it.
Yeah,
I get
right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
So it's like parts of it made its way into this, but the talent didn't.
Right.
or the
Incredible.
desire to even try it didn't.
I hope Uncle Jeffrey catches on though. I hope she uses it on the island and then everybody else starts saying it.
He'll hate that.
He'll hate
Yeah,
it.
he will.
He'll hate it. But
I'm not old.
He's like, I'm not old.
It
Hey,
is
Sophie,
funny.
what does your mom think of me?
yeah, your mom said I'm hot.
Yeah, like a hot uncle, right?
Maybe call me Hot Jeff.
Yeah, hot Jeff.
Maybe that's why you keep saying it's so hot there. This
It's
season.
him. He's the hotness.
Yeah.
That jungle
Remember that
heat.
whole season of Survivor? He kept saying the monster in the jungle. It's like, nothing came of that. Maybe the hot is not the temperature; it's he is hot.
Ew.
All moms think Jeff is hot.
Cool down, Jeff.
Yeah. All right. All right. We like Christina. Okay. Let's move to our another last-minute alternate here. This is MC. I'm not even going to try and pronounce Michelle's last name. I will butcher it, but she goes by MC, a 29-year-old fitness coach living in San Diego, California.
I put people off at first. They think I'm gonna be like a mean girl or standoffish. I feel like I need to remember to smile so I don't have RBF. I'd never watched a single episode before season 47. I am a new Survivor fan. I'm not gonna tell anyone that though. I grew up in Texas. I'm Nigerian. My parents migrated over here. Nigerian parents, they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, and I didn't do any of those. I moved to California. I didn't know a single soul. I didn't even really have a job lined up. I'm like, okay, look, I can do something different. I can still make you proud. So that's what I'm excited to show them. I think I have what it takes to win the million because I thrive off my own energy. I do boot camps 5 a.m. in the morning. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't know, fake it till I make it. Like I get loud, I start jumping, and then all of a sudden you start feeling it.
All right, MC in the game. She is a new fan, as she said, but she's not going to tell people that. To which I say, why not?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a decent little strategy? Be like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Even if you do know, like, I don't watch this game. What is this? Where's tree mail? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think at some point, like any piece of information, you can start to overthink that it would impact your game in some way.
Right. But you think, or your initial reaction to her?
I like her. It's funny that she says that people find her a little bit standoffish in the beginning. I found her very charming and outgoing and smiley and nice. She's obviously very strong. Like she's ripped. So she'll be
She
a
could
physical
dominate
threat.
these physical challenges.
Yeah.
That shot of her carrying the barrel there. Holy crap.
She does look tall,
Yeah.
or at least in one of those family photos. I don't know if the person next to her was just petite, but she looks tall as well. So I think she could be fun to watch in challenges.
One of her favorite hobbies, JD, pickleball.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
There's a lot of people in there like, hey, what do you like to do? Said pickleball. It's like 3 or 4 people now, JD. It's really caught on.
We have too many people.
Oh, there's too many pickleball players.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to. I love to throw down with MC and Tyson and who else plays pickleball? And
There's got to be way
there's
more.
got to be way more. Yeah.
Surprised there hasn't been like a Survivor pickleball tournament.
Well, there you
Maybe
go.
there is, for all we know. I don't know.
Start it, JD.
Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. MC, she's gonna go fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trey?
Potential hooper?
I think so.
Spinning a coconut on
Yeah.
your finger. Why would you even think
She's
of that if
tall,
you're not?
I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Seems like a good athlete. The best athlete it looks like so far on this tribe, which might be important early on and might help keep her around because I am a little nervous. If you're bringing up that people don't like me right away in your video, you're going in with some baggage, I believe. So it seems like the first couple of votes might be tough for MC, but if she lets her personality come out and helps the tribe actually win some, why not stick around for a while?
Yeah. And again,
Also, her tribe mate Matt is good at dealing with baggage.
Oh, nice play on words,
it's
JD.
a perfect setup.
What a
Before we
segue.
pivot to Matt, who is an airport ramp agent, I am curious to see if Jason and MC use this idea of like being last minute alternates to form some sort of bond
Yeah, maybe.
right away. And even if the edit brings it up, like you said, they're talking about it, but
I'm
like
curious.
they generally don't, I don't feels like, but we'll see. All right, let's go to Matt Williams, a 52-year-old airport ramp agent from Utah, throwing around baggage.
Every time I go outside, somebody compliments my hair. And it's just like, I think this look just makes me a lot more approachable. I grew up in northern Utah. I was an odd little kid. Everyone wanted to be an astronaut or a fireman. I wanted to be a stockbroker. I followed it, and by the time I could legally buy beer, I was a Series 7 registered broker. I got to a point that I realized that's not really the trajectory I wanted to spend the next 70 years of my life on. And I shifted gears, and today I throw bags at the airport. I think I'm gonna do really well in the physical challenges. You go throw bags at the airport for 10 years, it builds a inner core strength. And then just with my age, no matter how good I eat and how often I hit the gym, you start to kind of look like this. You know, I'm a bit of a Trojan horse. They're not gonna see me coming.
All right, that's Matt Williams. He's the oldest person in the cast at 52. I think he's very funny and self-deprecating, and he's got the most unique voice to me.
That voice, he sounds like someone.
Yeah,
I
who
feel
does
like
he sound like?
I don't know. It'll come to me.
It was bugging me too. I'm like, who does he sound like? Who does he sound like?
Certainly, when he has those gravelly moments, it's picking something in my brain that like I'm remembering, but it'll come to me.
I'm excited to see if airport strength is the new farm strength.
Yeah.
Great question, yeah.
Right? We'll see how that translates, but your thoughts on Matt?
I think he, so far, is the tribe mate most likely to pull his pants down and have an Livin tattoo on his butt cheek. Seems like a good vibes kind of guy.
Sure.
He's like, I was caught up in the corporate rat race.
Yeah.
I had to drop out and get strong, grow some dreads. I don't know if people are really complimenting his hair.
No.
If somebody says, hey, nice hair, is that a compliment?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know. But he seems like a jolly guy, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to him.
I think he's going to be around for a while, JD. I think he's going to turn. I feel he's young at heart, but has that gravitas of like just the older guy, and that you sort of like turn to like to talk to, chop it up with. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like just thinking I would want to do that.
Yeah, he's definitely got a cool uncle vibe. Well, cool, I'm putting in quotation, but he's...
Is your mic on?
Is it not? Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Sorry, I coughed. He's got like a cool uncle vibe to me.
Okay.
A little bit. Or, the one that you don't want your kids hanging around too much. You know what I mean?
Neighborhood old guy.
Here, we've seen Applebee's on the show before. Margaritaville we need on this season for this specifically for this guy. This guy loves Jimmy Buffett. I can tell. He's a parrot head. I think he's going to do well. I think, he's strong, obviously, and he seems like a cool dude to hang out with. And I think he's a people guy.
He loves to cook and would like to open a restaurant someday. And he said, quote, maybe when I win season 49, I'll use the money to buy the sanctuary.
Okay. He's like, we need upgrades.
On Survivor 50, Matt's just
Honestly, I can.
That'd be amazing.
I can. We've talked about how they don't have chairs in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
They need to zhuzh it up a little bit.
So he needs to buy it.
Get in there, Matt.
JD, who would you rather your kids hang out with? Cool Uncle Matt or hot Uncle Jeff?
Oh, Uncle Matt. Probably. Yeah. Sorry, Jeff.
He also said when asked why he wanted to be a part of Survivor, he responded, 26 days in Fiji will be nice. $1 million will be nice. But if you're anything like me and you have a burning desire to cling to a telephone pole in your underwear on national television, Survivor is the only way you're going to get that done. That speaks to what you were sort of saying,
like
Trey, that he's just here for the vibes, probably has a living tattoo on his ass. And I think he's going to be funny.
We're gonna get a lot of weird confessionals, I think, from this
Yeah?
guy.
Yeah.
He's saying a lot of cool stuff, guys.
He's saying a lot of things. Okay, let's go to Stephen Rahm, a 35-year-old rocket scientist from Denver, Colorado.
Survivor is like a deep space exploration mission, except instead of a bunch of highly trained astronauts, you have 18 rascals that are conspiring to jettison each other outside of the airlock. I grew up in Denver, Colorado. I was kind of a nerd growing up. I am currently an aerospace engineer, and I work with NASA on tons of different studies, trying to get humans to go to the moon and Mars and beyond. On the side, I'm a musician, and I've been making music for my entire life.
Survivor watch party, let's go!
I have a dog. His name's Rupert, after Rupert from the Pearl Islands. I just fell in love with Rupert during COVID, and Rupert's season was the first one I watched. I have a beautiful girlfriend. She's the one that encouraged me to stop talking about applying. Every time Jeff is there, like, just apply. I'd be like, I could win this game. I could play this game. She's like, then do it.
That's Steven. Now, you famously picked Kyle because he had a photo of him and a dog in his bio video last season. Are you doing the same with Steven and his golden retriever, Rupert?
Steven is in the running.
He's in the running, okay.
I did like that he was carrying him in one of the photos. That was cute. But he also said rascals and jettison right off the dome. So this guy is quite a vocab on this guy.
Sure. You're a fan, though, overall?
I like him. He's not like, wowing me. But again, these clips are so hard. You're seeing just a little slice of them. He's obviously very bright and has a creative side, which is kind of nice.
You said he looks like somebody.
Yes. Now, this is a deep cut, perhaps.
Okay.
But if anybody's chronically online like me, they will know who Mitch Wood is, who's an online creator.
Okay.
He's a comedian. He's Canadian, but he's very funny. He does like all these weird impressions, but he looks just like him.
Mitch is on the right.
Yes, that's Mitch on the right.
On the left. I do see some similarities, for sure.
Very similar.
Okay. Trey, your thoughts on Steven?
Oh, that's my quant right there. That guy is going to be helpful for figuring out the strategy portions of this game. I think he'll be involved in a alliance that goes very deep, just because it seems like he will be wise socially, but then bring in the strategic element as well. So I think Steven, I don't know if I would necessarily think winner pick, but I think go far.
Okay. I did read that he grew up with a hearing loss, undiagnosed until his early 20s, but he believes it helped him become a great listener and communicator. And I wonder if he makes it to emerge or obviously a tribe swap. Nicole also had hearing loss or suffers from hearing loss. So I don't know if there's something there that they'll bond over, but something to keep in mind. JD, thoughts on our rocket scientists?
I mean, I love a bright guy.
Okay.
I love his joie de vivre. What's that? Lust for life?
Yeah,
sure. Something like that.
He has nice energy.
Great energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you. The strategic part of it, and just he seems very smart. I'm getting Carson vibes from him.
Yeah, I mean that's immediately where your mind goes, like an older Carson.
Yeah.
Because he was really young, right?
Also a rocket scientist.
School,
right?
Yeah. Carson was in his 20s, like for sure, like young 20s. This guy's 35.
Okay. Says he's a good listener. That's probably that and grip strength are probably the two things that you need most on Survivors. So I think he'll go far.
And a huge dong.
Well,
okay.
I think that's
my God. Guys.
All right.
If this guy's not in his underwear, Jake ain't wearing a pair of briefs out there, we're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go to our final person in the Yellow Tribe. It's our second Sophie Segretti, a 31-year-old strategy associate living in New York City.
Pink and orange. I couldn't pick, so I was like, why not both? If these go far, then I'm giving everybody my manicurist's name. I live in New York City, went to business school, and I've been in corporate America since I graduated undergrad. I'm in these New York City streets dating, which is sometimes great, sometimes so much fun, like you never know who you're gonna meet out. And then sometimes it's like you're getting ghosted and you wanna like text one of those boys like, how dare you do this to me? I grew up outside of DC. I'm the oldest of 4 children. I've been watching Survivor with my family since elementary school. I remember watching Rob and Amber canoodling on screen, and my mom being like, I can't believe you're showing this on TV. And then I think it spurred her to like giving like the birds and the bees talk with me. We do like a family Survivor competition every Christmas, and I am not allowed to participate anymore because now I've gone pro.
Okay. There's Sophie IE. I mean, we have realized in watching these bio videos that if you want to get on Survivor, you need to film yourself at your house with your family. Watching Survivor. Right. Do this, turn it around. There's Jeff Probst on the TV. Like, you got to do that. We've seen like this like 3 times now. But
For sure.
What do you think of this, Sophie?
I like her. Again, like I remember I did rewatch or pre-watch some of these, and I remember at this point I put a note. I'm like, where are the villains? Everyone is so nice. Nobody really is, or at least in these clips, we're not showing a lot of them talking about how they're going to approach the game specifically.
Right.
It's a lot of just sort of general stuff, and I understand that it's hard to gather, but she just seems really nice and endearing and likable. I think she'll have no problem making friends with people on her tribe. Will she be there long? Hard to say.
I have next to no notes on this
Yeah,
person.
it's
I
hard.
like, and watch, she'll probably go far and win the
maybe.
game for crying out loud, but I'm just like, this was like just the most sort of generic 30-year-old white woman that lives in New York. And that's like not even a knock. I'm like, I just don't have anything to say. She seems nice. She seems sort of funny. But that's all I got.
Maybe she'll be a good get-along girl. Just gets along with everybody.
I think
and that's
so.
important. I appreciate her aesthetic choices. Pink and orange, that's my favorite color combination. She's also wearing the exact same shoe that I have on right now.
Oh, wow.
Is this the first person to wear a pair of Birkenstocks on the island?
I think it is.
Very smart.
I think it is.
At least for a round camp, just slip them on and off.
Yeah.
I don't think they're good for competing in, but can you imagine learning about sex because you saw Boston Rob and Amber kissing on the island?
No thanks.
That's what I learned about it
To
too.
tell you something.
Wow, yeah.
Pretty crazy.
How old was she when that happened? That was season, what, 8? Is that where we're at
Yeah,
for
I
that?
think
Going
so.
way back. So that's
a
like
long time.
2004-ish? She's 31 years old. Okay, yeah. She's young, is my point. Yeah.
She's young.
Young enough to learn. Your thoughts, JD, if you have any?
This is the best Sophie on the cast, I would say.
You like this Sophie more than the other
this.
Sophie?
I got good vibes from her. Although, the last person who was dating and living in New York corporate life was the first person to be voted off. I can't even remember her name from last season.
Oh.
Was it Stephanie?
Was it Stephanie?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I was high on Stephanie,
Yeah, you were.
because
I
she
do
was
remember.
like, oh, she's going to be a corporate killer. And then she was first voted off. So, her resume does not impress me in terms of Survivor. But I got good vibes from her. I think you're right. I think she's like a get-along girl, and which is a 1/3 of the game, right?
Yeah. I think like if we were drafting though people you would pick to get like the Purple Kelly edit, like where you just like get very little of said person, I would draft her quite high. I just would. But we'll do that on another show. All right, let's finish this off with the Red Tribe. Uli. Here they are from left to right. Nate, Savannah, the Riz God, Shannon, Sage, and Jawan. And we'll start with Jawan, 28-year-old video editor from New Jersey, currently living in LA.
I'm sorry, I'm sweating so much. This is day 0 and I smell horrible. I'm from a small town in New Jersey. I grew up in a single-parent household, oldest of 5 kids, spent a lot of time at home babysitting those knuckleheads. But, when I was home with them, I was watching Survivor. Ever since I was 13 years old, I'm like, one day I'm gonna be out there. I went to school for video production, and that was my ticket out of my small town. I feel like a lot of other, black men that look like me, they had to be good at football or basketball. I can't do that, so I've been in LA for the last 4 years doing video editing. Ever since I've been doing well in LA, my siblings have been like, oh, I want to go to college. I want to get out too, and it's just beautiful. I feel like I'm living proof that you should never give up, because this is crazy.
So here you go, Trey. This was the guy wearing the overalls and the Jordans.
Yeah.
What do you think here of Jawan?
I like Jawan. It wasn't just the overalls that did it. I like that he starts his video by saying, I am sweaty and I smell terrible.
Day
So
0.
that's cool. Yeah. Hasn't done anything yet. Just rode in on a boat.
Well, his shirt was buttoned all the way.
High button,
bit, bro.
very high button. But I feel like a very calm energy.
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah.
soft-spoken, isn't he?
So as long as he doesn't fade into the background, I got high hopes for Jawan.
I mean, his name is Jawan Pitts, and he was talking about sweating a lot. I just realized that in looking at it. What do you think?
Yeah, a very soothing disposition. I really like him. He seems really cute and he's nice. yeah, again, not a lot of talk of gameplay or how he's going to approach the game per se, but I'm excited to see.
He does give off the vibe of somebody you would tell secrets to, that you would just talk to. He feels like a good listener.
Trustworthy.
Yeah, something about him. Maybe it's that soft-spoken nature, his smile. I don't know what it is. But does he have like the survivor gameplay
Edge.
within him? Yeah, the edge that you might need as the game goes on. But what do you think, JD?
Yeah, I think he's a total dork. In the best possible way. You know, he's got a SpongeBob sweatshirt on. He's a grown man. But I love SpongeBob too. So I feel like the island is going to have its way with him a little bit.
Okay.
Because
it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. You may have to unbutton that top collar, but
when Jeff says that, do you think we get a medevac or two?
From like heat
Just
exhaustion.
pure like
something.
heat
Sure.
exhaustion? It's
I
possible.
feel like Jeff is just complaining. It was hot out there, guys. It was so hot.
I had to wear sandals,
Like,
show my
I've done
feet.
this. This is my 49th time doing this. This is the
I'm
hottest.
over it.
I mean, it's just getting hotter and hotter. It's like
Yeah.
across the world, really. I mean, it's
Yeah.
climate change, and it's having an effect in Fiji. No doubt. Okay, but so you just think the island's going to beat him up a little bit
He's
at
going to
first.
get beat up, but I think he's a likable dude. But they're all likable. That's as you said. Nora.
Yeah.
Like we need some villains. But yeah, I mean, I got a good vibe. Again, his family, super cute. Like the way he calls them knuckleheads and stuff. Like
Rascals
I love
and
it.
knuckleheads.
Rascals and
I
knuckleheads.
That's the new heroes healers. Right? Rascals versus knuckleheads.
Rascals versus knuckleheads versus uncles.
I like it.
Yeah.
What is something we would never know from looking at you? Jawan answered, "You would never know by looking at me that my hometown is right next to a power plant."
What?
Simpsons vibes.
That is a weird fact.
These answers.
Total dark. Total dark.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you don't have a second head or a third arm. I mean, yeah, I guess I wouldn't know you lived next to a power plant. All right, Jawan, 28-year-old video editor in LA, but from New Jersey. Okay, next in his tribe here, this is the Red Tribe, Nate Moore, a 47-year-old video producer living in Hermosa Beach, California.
I actually learned how to swim because I knew if one day I'd got on Survivor, I didn't want to be the black guy who couldn't swim. I grew up in a town called Clovis, California. I'm the youngest of 4, and I had a single mom. I loved 2 things, movies and comic books. Moved to Los Angeles when I was 18. I started working in film, which culminated in producing movies such as Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Civil War, the Black Panther movie, and the sequel for Marvel Studios. I think Survivor is a game built for T'Challa, for the Black Panther. He's physically capable, he's intellectually incredibly smart, he's kind to people, but also knows that there's a greater good that needs to be served. I know there's not a lot of older people in this game, so there's not a lot of people who are leaving behind children like I'm leaving behind, and a wife that I love. And that stuff is tough. My youngest daughter said to me before I left, she said, "I hope you don't make the merge so you can come home early."
Okay, that is Nate. So he shares some interest, it seems like,
Yeah.
with Jawan. Yeah, what do you think here of Nate Moore?
Definitely like big bro vibes maybe with him and Jawan. They have some career overlap. They're both in California.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they'll find some common ground. I really like him. Again, not like a sense of him just being a nice person and maybe like a grown-up dorky vibe too. Like
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think he and Jawan will kind of connect.
He's worked on some big movies.
Yeah.
He worked on Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Black Panther. I didn't bring this up, but Sophie with Noe, so the first one we saw, she's going to freak out because she loved Marvel movies.
Right.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, whoa, you worked on them?
You worked on 2 of the best and 1 of the worst Marvel movies.
Still. Trey, your thoughts on Nate?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the synergy with Jawan for sure. I thought Jawan seemed like a 47-year-old man trapped in a 28-year-old body. This is a 47-year-old man in a 47-year-old body. So they should get along, especially when you throw in the pop culture and stuff. I feel kind of similar to Jawan as well in that like very calm energy, a very soft-spoken, thoughtful. I don't know if it works against you to have your family back home rooting against you. Or you're like, I just want to show it, rub it in my kid's face that I can make it past the merge. Maybe that's what you're trying to do. But yeah, we'll see what's up with Nate.
JD, you're a Marvel guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Big fan of Nate?
Sure. I'm rooting for him. We got to stop with this I'm left my kids at home to come on Survivor sob story.
Yeah.
Sorry. I left my kids at home to go on tour with you guys. And there wasn't $1 million potentially at the end of the road
No,
there. That was
unfortunately,
just
there
like,
wasn't.
Daddy's got to go to work now. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, there a lot of people live that way. It's fine.
You don't
You're
think
going
it's a
on
big
Survivor.
deal to leave for 3 or 4 weeks anymore?
No,
Right,
it's
right.
not. It's not. They grow up fast, but not that fast. And if you come back with $1 million, you're all the better, right?
Sure, of course.
So enough with this.
Yeah, what are we supposed to like? The sacrifice you have made. Yeah, unless like you're an only parent.
Well, then what are you
who
doing
leaving
going
them
on
to?
Survivor?
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
2 things about Nate that I want to bring up here. He calls himself pathologically sarcastic.
Okay.
And I was thinking about that. Sarcasm, it works for some people and doesn't for others.
Right.
But I think it's a good, like, it does bond people if you are also sarcastic. Like, I'm a big sarcastic person. And, like, I don't know, you hit it off with people that are also sarcastic. Do you know what I mean? And then you
Yes.
have a different opinion of people that just don't
get
pick up
it.
on sarcasm or don't get it. So I think that's interesting. And then he also identifies and respects Earl Cole from Survivor Fiji, who was a low-key winner, who led without being pushy and protected those in his alliance. So I like that. Big fan of Earl's win. But then I was thinking, like, can you win Survivor like Earl did back in 14? Now? I don't know.
Yeah.
It almost feels like it's a completely different game. Yeah. It feels sort of impossible to me, but we'll see. See how Nate plays too, you know. But he picked Earl there as one of his favorites. All right, let's go to third person in this tribe. You're going to see him 2 seasons in a row here, so hopefully he's good. It's the Riz God. It's a Rizzo Velovich, a 25-year-old tech salesman from Yonkers, New York.
To normal people, I'd say, my name's Rizzo. But to all my friends and family, I like to go by the man, the myth, the legend, R-I-Z-G-O-D, Riz God, baby. Both of my parents originated from Albania and immigrated to the States. They're both blue-collar workers, and I still proudly live at home with my parents, try to help support them. My brother was diagnosed with autism at a very young age, so he kind of had life rough, didn't really have many friends, so I was his best friend, which is a badge of honor I take proudly. I want to come here and be the best. Like, I want to be on that Mount Rushmore. I want people to watch this season and say, wow, that Riz God kid left an impact on Survivor. Like, I want people to know that they can dream big. And when they dream big, their dreams do come true. Because look at me. I always said I wanted to be on Survivor. And here we are 15 so years later from when I first saw the show. I'm here on the beaches of Fiji.
Well, he makes an impact because we know he's coming back for 50.
Yeah.
So what type of impact is it? This is fascinating to me. Knowing that 2 of these people are going to be on 50. And it's like, we're going to be watching them like hawks. But like, what do they do? Or how charismatic are they? Or what big moves do they pull off? So he's one of the 2 here, the Riz God. Your thoughts?
To quote David Brent, you've charmed me.
You have high expectations.
I expected that he would come in, they'd play bing bong music, and would be like, ah. He has a lot more depth than I expected, and even though he's 25, he seems more mature and like pretty grounded. So I do like him.
I will, to sort of like piggyback off that. If you said to me, hey, there's going to be a guy named Riz God on a season of Survivor, I would not picture that guy.
You don't think he has much Riz?
I mean, not really.
He's got a bowl cut.
Like, I just wouldn't picture him. And if you told me they were, and then if you double down, they're like, they're from Yonkers, New York.
Yeah.
Like, it just would not look like this guy.
No.
So I'm fascinated, TK, of the Riz God and how, I guess, great a television he's going to be here, I guess.
You down with R-I-Z? Yeah, you know me. I'm in with Nora. It's like, if he's going into season 50, how can you not have him on your Make Your Picks team? Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, something's going to happen with Riz God. It feels like every week going in, knowing he's already cast for the next one, unless it's a Bruce scenario where he just mashes his bowl cut on a piece of wood and they're like, well, come back for 50. That would be a disappointing way to get invited back. So I have to assume he's an interesting watch out there.
So you think it's guaranteed Riz God makes the merge?
I think
everybody
so.
agree. Like, I know.
He makes it to the end, I think.
Yeah, it's not going to be a Bruce situation. I mean, you bring him back for 51, not 50. The
I
All-Star
know.
season. Like, yeah, he's going to go far. He's going to be good.
Does anybody think one of these 2 people coming back for 50 wins Survivor 49? Or is that too far then?
I think it's possible. I hope that's not the case because they're obviously showing their cards about this season, but I think there's a chance.
Yeah, I know. It's like, will one of these two people be in the final 3 for 49 here this season? I don't know. Lots of questions. JD, your thoughts on the Riz God? Are you as much a fan as these guys are?
I'm a fan for sure. I got a soft spot for Albanians. I was living in Corfu during 1991 to 92, basically, where the fall of communism was happening.
Wow.
You could see Albania from Corfu, where I was. There was lots of Albanian refugees from there, so I befriended some of them. And so I've always had a soft spot for Albanians, and this guy's awesome.
First player of Albanian descent.
Very exciting.
Oh, cool.
One of his biggest inspirations in life is John Cena.
You love that.
So I do love that. I also would like to bet right now that we are going to get from Rizgod, probably in the voting booth, You Can't See Me, when he's doing a vote.
Do you think the Survivor audience will know what that is?
Well, what would be the majority? It'd be low, the percentage that would know, but I think Survivor's leaned into more like the whole Swiftie thing, and like maybe you go John Cena, he's retiring, like it maybe like gets headlines in a whole other world of the internet. Maybe John Cena retweets it.
I could see
I'm just telling you, I think we're getting a John Cena quote here from the Riz
I could
guy.
see him showing up on the island.
John Cena.
He seems everywhere.
Nicole's like, look at those abs.
Yeah.
He does a lot.
Jake fights him. All right, the Riz guy. So let's hear from you. Like joining us live. Like, how far does he go?
Riz God.
And what is it going to be that gets him on 50? That to me, is it just his great gameplay? Is it his huge character, like charisma or character, personality? Wow, just one big movie does that no one's ever done. Like it could just be that, right?
Yeah.
Can't wait to find out. All right, let's go to Sage. Aaron's Nichols. So we'll call her Sage. A 30-year-old clinical social worker living in Washington State.
One of the ways I think people would consider me wacky is the fact that I collect pimples in a jar, very specifically blackheads.
That's one of the weirdest things ever said.
I actually grew up in a small country town in North Carolina. Neither of my parents are from North Carolina. My dad's from California, my mom's from Jersey, so kind of stuck out like a sore thumb just naturally. In the South, if you're a woman, you stay in this lane. If you're a dude, you stay in this lane. And I didn't really fit in either lane. I joined the military straight out of high school and then deployed to Afghanistan shortly after. One thing that the military did teach me is embrace the suck. So when things are extra sucky, I'm extra happy. I've been told a lot that when they first see me, they think I'm gonna be the B word. And I think it's just because I have an unfortunate resting face, also a lot of Botox in my forehead. And then they get to know me and they're like, you're kind of weird. And I'm like, I know, you just gotta get to know me. I'm very annoyingly persistent, and once I set my mind to something, I don't give up. And I've already set my mind to winning $1 million, so I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna find a way to make it happen.
See, this to me from Sage, this is more Carolyn vibes is what I get.
Oh yeah, she also has like the same kind of tonality in her voice.
Yes, but quote, I collect pimples in a jar, very specifically blackheads, has got to be one of the most insane things ever in one of these bios.
I don't know if anyone's ever said that sentence. Scary.
Don't like
it.
No.
It's gross.
There's but I mean, she's gonna be in heaven out there on the island. People have festering wounds everywhere. Let me get my fingers in that.
Embrace the suck indeed. So a quirky character.
Yeah, she got the Bing Bong music.
She did get a little bit. Bing Bong.
Yeah, I mean, obviously very quirky, very wacky, very upfront about it. She's very like conventionally attractive. She's beautiful, so it is this kind of like juxtaposition of her personality being so out there. But yeah, a wild card.
A wild card. I think that's a good way to put it.
Is she the season 50 representative?
No,
as well?
No. That is the last one.
Okay. I actually like Sage. I think she's going to do well. She reminds me of, I think her name was Kelly N from a few seasons back, who was also kind of like a tomboy. She got bounced early, but I think it wasn't her fault. There was also a sighting of a dog. She was posing with her dog. Apparently that is a harbinger of good fortune in Survivor. And she's ready to go out there and have things suck, Embrace the suck. She's expecting it to be bad. I think she's going to do well.
JD?
I'm with you. I think she's going to go far. I very much Carolina, as you said, and just her army background and, just her weirdness is just endearing somehow.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this jar of pimples, but I am intrigued.
I'm intrigued, yeah.
Like, how do you collect them? Like, is it a Biore strip kind of thing?
I'd rather stop talking about
or
it.
manually, each one manually harvested.
A jar.
Yeah, you imagine that's like one of the items at the auction?
Pimple jar?
Wow.
Jar of blackheads. $6.50, Jeff. $6.50.
Is she going to be open to eating gross stuff?
I would think
She's
so.
not. She's not.
She seems like she's down for anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'll try it. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? I love this response from her. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? She wrote, quote, depends on which facet of the game you're referring to. Physically, the military. Emotionally, the trauma. Socially, neurodivergence. Mentally, social work.
Okay.
She's like,
Got
I'm
it
ready for
all.
all of it.
Wow.
She hopes to play like Mary Ann. Wants to lead with her spirit, not her ego. That was,
Okay,
those sort of
nice.
bars right there.
Very thoughtful.
So, yeah, okay. I see Dre's reacting to some of these,
I like that.
some of these lines.
I'm feeling sage.
All right, we're in on stage. All right, two more left here. Two more women here in the Red Tribe. Let's go to Shannon Fairweather, a 28-year-old wellness specialist living in Boston.
I'm like this hippie, spiritual, love the energy of the moon, love the energy of the earth. I'm also a Virgo, if that means anything to anyone. My parents own a sports bar, and way back when, one of our bartenders decided to go on a little show called Survivor, and that bartender ended up being Boston Rob. So Survivor has been like low-key stalking me my whole life. I'm the oldest of three, and I'm the only daughter. So I've always had a little boss energy. Okay, a lot of boss energy. My parents always said, Shannon, the world doesn't revolve around you. And then I realized, like, yeah, it actually does. I create my own reality. So I'm this mix of like the classic Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg, Bostonian guy with like a Stevie Nicks, Ram Dass essence to me as well. And I think when you bring the two together, you get this really divine, really wonderful combination of a masculine and feminine energy that has gotten me here to Survivor.
I think this is going to be the star tribe here. This Red Tribe.
This tribe is stacked.
We got Riz God, Sage, Shannon. We got one more still to show you, and then even Nate and Jawan seem like some pretty good characters.
Shannon
so.
and Sage are going to have some weird convos, I think.
Yeah, so this is again one of our astrologists.
Well, she's obviously a little bit more spiritual, so maybe that lends itself to that.
But she's going to hit it off with Jeremiah if they ever link up, right?
Yeah, if they both make it there, for sure.
I did look this up. I forgot I put this in my notes. Virgo, which is what she is. Taurus, obviously what Jeremiah is. Generally get along very well because they are both earth signs who share core values of stability, practicality, and loyalty. So maybe if they make the merge, watch out for Jeremiah and Shannon Fairweather.
They got to go on a journey together. What's your side? Excuse me? What's your side?
Did we just become best friends?
You were reacting to a lot she was saying, Trey, in that little bio.
Look, first thing she said was, I love the energy of the moon. I can't believe it came out just like that. Then she compared herself to Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Insane. A combination of Donnie Wahlberg and Ram Dass.
No one's ever said that.
No doubt. This is a wild cast we're getting here, and I'm with you, Skeets. This tribe seems like they are going to be hilarious to watch in the in the camp life segments of the show.
JD, any thoughts here on Shannon? Is she going to be long for this game or no?
It's hard to say. I mean, she has the Boston Rob in her corner, it feels like. I don't know, by association. The Bostonianness of her. She looked like a mermaid almost, like languishing on the beach, you know, which I didn't hate, especially with the pirate vibe here. But I don't know. I feel like her and Sage are either going to love each other or they're going to despise each other. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I don't like the woo-woo stuff really. And sorry, what is, forgive me, Das? What did
Ram
she say?
Dass?
Ram Dass.
Ram Dass? What is that?
He's like a spiritual figure who's
yogi,
sort of,
wasn't he?
Yeah, he's sort of credited with bringing like Eastern philosophies to the West.
Ram Dass. Okay.
And Donnie Wahlberg, of course, was in the New Kids on the Block,
Thank
older
you.
brother of Mark.
Familiar. I am
From the
familiar.
Funky Bunch.
Yeah, she's interesting. I need to read this paragraph from Mike Bloom at Parade about Shannon. So she brings it up, but most notably with Boston Rob working at her parents' sports bar before his reality TV career took off. and Shannon was happy to use the family connection to get some pregame advice from the legend.
Okay.
As well as some words of wisdom from an AI she programmed to act like Jesus and Ram Dass.
That's a little scary.
What?
Okay.
She programmed
Sure,
AI to get survivor advice from Jesus and Ram Dass?
I don't think that's a thing, guys. Don't do that.
I feel like there's going to be a decent try at challenges, but I think she's going early.
Yeah.
I'm calling my shot
Yeah.
early, Shannon.
I think you're right.
Let's go to our final person here in this tribe. It's Savannah Louie, a 31-year-old former reporter living here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's go.
I know that I probably come across as someone who doesn't like the outdoors, who doesn't like to get dirty, but honestly, for $1 million, I've done a hell of a lot worse for a hell of a lot less. I was a happy surprise for my parents. They were young and they weren't necessarily prepared to have me. So when I was born, they were on welfare, but they worked their butts off to give my brother and myself like literally any opportunity we ever wanted. I wanted to make a positive impact in the world, and I thought that my best way of doing that was to become a journalist. And after about 10 years, I was very burnt out, and I decided, let's leave that chapter behind. So right now, I'm actually working as a marketing specialist for my parents' company. My parents still helping me out. I'm 31 years old. Have a strategy going in. I'm gonna create as stressful of a situation as possible, even for my allies. So I'm gonna sow like seeds of paranoia. I'm not afraid to take someone's jacket in the middle of the night and maybe misplace it. And I'll have the shoulder to cry on when they're ready to talk to their daughter or their best friend or their confidant.
Nora, you've been looking for a villain.
Here she is.
This would be the person I would pick as a potential villain here. Savannah, who again is going to return for Survivor 50 with the Riz God.
I see why. She pops off the screen. She's big personality. She's giving Parvati vibes to me. I think she's one of the few people to talk about any kind of villainous moves they plan to do.
Yep.
Which is great to hear for me. I love to hear that.
Which again, maybe like
Good and
makes
bad.
some sense to her coming back though. Like she's like, oh wow, we got a villain here. She's leaning into it, or is mischievous or whatever. Okay,
I like it.
so you like her? Yeah.
Yes. You don't?
No, of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if she'll really steal somebody's jacket. What kind of villainous moves are you going to pull? We've seen jackets before, but take it to the next level, and that's why you get back for 50. So she'll be on my team for Make Your Picks. Have to.
Yeah.
Simply have to at this point. And I don't know. I feel like Riz God would go farther. Just from this 1 minute video, it seems like he gets more of a winner at it than she does.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
Well, maybe they work together.
Well, that's the thing. Are they going to work together, or are they going to like be always going at each other, and that makes for amazing television as well?
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, if I'm production and if they're working together, I don't know if I want them back.
Yeah, they would already have an alliance going into 50.
Right, so maybe, like I'm saying, maybe they butt heads, and that's like the most dynamic television we get, and they're like, we got to get them back. And they're both younger and obviously charismatic and light up a screen. I mean, she's beautiful and is talking about doing villainous things, JD, so maybe this is her role in this season.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, we talk a big game. I don't think you need to steal any jackets because it's going to be so hot. So
Right.
It's going to have to find something else mischievous to do. Yeah, I got fun vibes from her for sure. Yeah. One villain out of 20 people.
18 people.
18 people, sorry. Yeah. Well,
Let's
great.
hope.
Let's hope.
We need some. We need some villains.
Yeah,
as we always say. She said that she predicted she may have gotten put on the Disaster Tribe to start the game, which I think a bunch of big characters. I don't look at them as a Disaster Tribe in terms of like how sort of fit they look and how they might do in challenges early on. But that's what she said. So we'll see how that plays out. So that's all 18. Who do you like to win this thing? And we have the right to change our picks after episode 1 and actually seeing them in their element out there with their tribes. But if you had to pick just based on these and who you like or who you pulling for here, Nora, get us started.
Well, I think look, from a purely strategic point of view, I'm picking my faves. Rizzo and Savannah are in the mix.
To win? Wow.
Yes, I do think. Because production does stuff all the time that I'm like, that makes no sense. So the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. Would I have guessed that Kyle, Camilla, and Joe would be back? No, but they're back. So who knows what's going on in that production room with Uncle Jeffrey. Looking at the rest, I do like Jawan and Nate. I'm excited to see what their dynamic is like. Jeremiah is such a cartoon of a person that I think he will be fascinating. And he's Canadian, which is exciting. And I do really like Christina as well, who reminded me of Suri.
Okay. You've named a third of the tribe, Nora.
Sorry. I do think the red tribe is stacked, though.
Okay, so you think it's somebody from the red tribe?
Yes.
You'll go that far
Yes.
right now. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that. Like I said, we'll make picks after episode 1. But take a shot, TK. Or who do you want to back?
Yeah, good question. It's so nice to meet our 18 best friends for a couple of months.
For the next
I love
13
to
weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I love to see these people. My 2 choices for a winner are from the Calais, the blue tribe, Sophie. Sofi, the one whose mom thinks Jeff is hot, and then Sage from the yellow tribe.
Okay.
Will be my top 2 going into the premiere.
Okay. JD, who you got your eye on? Are you going with one of the Canadians?
I have to.
You have
I have to. The question is which one? And my gut is telling me Jake. But they're both so good, but in totally different ways.
Yeah.
This is so tough, man.
The muscle man.
Oh, this is so tough.
I feel like a beefy dude is due. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's a real beefcake.
Yeah. I'm going to go Jake. Put me down for Jake.
Going Jake?
I reserve the right to change my mind.
I know.
But yeah, I'm going Jake.
Hot take.
I'm taking somebody from the red tribe. Give me Nate. Give me Nate Moore, the oldest guy on that tribe.
Okay.
The guy, the very successful video producer with all these Marvel movies. Could I see him getting angry at the kids? Maybe that could backfire.
What are you doing, Rizzo?
Yeah, right now, without seeing them out there, what are you doing? Rizzo! Stop that, Rizzo!
You gotta quit that, Rizzo.
Shannon! No, not Shannon.
Sage.
No, not Sage. Savannah, put down that jacket. I'll go Nate, but we'll wait to see episode 1. So let's hear from you guys in the live tribe. Maybe you're watching this later. Let's hear your predictions down in the comments. You can also tweet at us at JD Skeets, at Trey Kirby. JD, are you even on Twitter anymore? Don't worry about JD.
Yeah,
Just holler at me and Trey. But look, I did want to let everybody know we're back with Make Your Picks to run another No Buffs Survivor Fantasy Pool. We've had a lot of fun doing this. The link is in the show notes. If you haven't downloaded the app already, I think Chris from Make Your Picks said he just set up the No Buffs Survivor Season 49 pool. Super easy to play. Rules are simple. You pick a team of Survivor contestants. Each week you vote for who you think is going to be eliminated. You can earn and use advantages. You can earn points to climb the leaderboard. And we'll be giving away some Breaking Tea gift cards to the top 5 finishers this year, making it a little more difficult. So yeah, download the app, make your picks, make your team. You'll have to do that. I guess it's before the start of episode 2.
Right.
So you have a lot of time here. You can make your picks and then you can change your team and all that. So make sure you do that. And maybe you can get yourself one of these No Buffs t-shirts. Yeah, you can just go buy these. BreakingT.com. Look for the No Buffs shirt there in our store. Our guy Graphic Mark designing this last year. So perfect time.
Looks good.
To get one of your, to get a No Buffs shirt for the season here. To a season that, again, low expectations. Maybe that works in our favor, honestly. It might. Like, we really are coming in here with low expectations because we're sort of like looking ahead to 50.
Totally.
Yeah.
Sneak it in.
Yeah.
Make it good.
Make it good.
Man, that's a hot one. Give me your heart, make it real, Jeff.
So we will be back, No Buffs will, on Thursday, September 25th to recap episode 1 of Survivor 49. Obviously premieres on Wednesday night. We usually do the show on Thursday afternoons. So make sure you subscribe to No Buffs on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to No Buffs on Apple or Spotify or wherever you download and listen to the pod. Get ready to send in your tree mail. Best way, email it in. NoDunksInc, INC, at gmail.com. NoDunksINC at gmail.com. Put No Buffs in the subject line, helps us out. I'll also ask for your questions on Twitter, Blue Sky, early Thursday morning or late Wednesday night sometimes. You can reply to that. or you can drop anything down in the YouTube comments. You pumped?
Sure.
You ready for Survivor 49?
Yeah.
All right. Couple weeks.
Yeah, exciting times. We know there's going to be a sloppy mud pie challenge.
Oh, yeah.
In that thing, right, where they're just dripping that mud water you've never seen anywhere else on Earth.
And that mud water is going to cake faster than we've ever seen with the temperature
heat.
being so hot. And
Fastest caking mud ever.
before we go, honestly, let us know. Text your mom, call your mom,
Yeah, what do the
email your
moms
mom,
say?
ask them, is Jeff Probst hot? Just ask them that. And go from there. Like, maybe we'll get a poll going. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or you know how it's like you can be hot, you can be cute. Like there's different, maybe he's a different one. I don't know if he's hot.
Well, if you did 4 options, then you'd go cute,
hot,
ugly,
sexy.
Yeah.
Or yeah, maybe not ugly, but not for me, or like
Not my type.
Not my type.
not my
That's
type.
nice.
Not
Yeah,
my
yeah.
type. Okay, so
Straight up.
hot, cute, sexy, not my type.
type.
Those are the 4 options.
We'll put it in
We'll
the
definitely get
in
a
the
poll
stories too. You can vote.
Yeah. Oh yeah, follow No Buffs on Instagram. What is the handle? No Buffs. It's easy. Follow us on No Buffs. All right, thanks so much for joining us. Great to be back. Let's hear your thoughts on who you think's going to win Survivor 49, and if you're excited or not, and how hot you think Jeff is. Until next time.
Make sure to tell us about Jeff.
Look at him.
It's so hot.
Dimples equals cute.
The tribe has spoken.